story begins in a Siberian prison where countless German soldiers are lined up in the freezing cold. After World War II ended, Russia had captured many German soldiers and forced them to work day and night in the coal mines. The prison's security was actually very low, yet no one ever tried to escape because for thousands of kilometers in every direction, there was nothing but endless snow and deadly silence. The nearest human settlement was 14,000 kilometers away. Even if someone escaped, they would surely freeze to death before reaching anywhere. That is why no prisoner dared even to imagine escape. But among these prisoners was one man with an unbreakable will. A man who desperately wanted to escape and return to his wife and daughter. His name was Clement Fail, sentenced to 25 years in this frozen hell. And he refused to let half his life rot inside these walls. He would escape, no matter what. One day his chance came. Clement hid inside a coal-filled freight train and slipped out of the prison. When he stepped outside and saw the stars in the open sky, he was overwhelmed with joy. But that joy lasted only moments. After a short distance, the train stopped. As Clement looked out, a Russian soldier stood aiming a gun at him. Clement was caught. For attempting escape, he was thrown into an open-air cell in the brutal cold. Freezing rain poured down on him through the night. He wasn't kept there for just a few hours, but for 2 full days. The next morning, the warden arrived, took Clement out. But instead of torturing him, he simply said, "Your comrades are waiting for you." When Clement reached them, they were furious. Because of his escape attempt, all prisoners had been punished and starved for 2 days. They attacked him with sticks and beat him mercilessly. He was left so severely injured that the prison hospital had to admit him. The doctor there was also a German prisoner. After recovering, Clement told the doctor he wanted to escape again and needed his help. The doctor was shocked by Clement's determination. After everything he had faced, he still refused to surrender. The doctor warned him that survival would be nearly impossible. If he didn't freeze outside, he would die from exhaustion. But he also revealed the truth. The coal mine's toxic carbon dust would soon kill them all anyway. If Clement didn't escape, he would die here. So the doctor told him, "You must try one last time." The doctor gave Clement all the warm clothes, boots, and supplies he had been secretly collecting for his own escape. But just a week earlier, he had learned he had cancer and only 1 month left to live. He handed Clement a lunchbox and said, "If you survive, give this to my family. Tell them I'm no longer alive." Once again, under the cover of darkness, Clement escaped. This time, he chose to travel on foot instead of by train. He walked through the entire night, fearing soldiers might catch him. The warden soon discovered his escape and went to question the doctor. But before he could be tortured, the doctor took his own life. The search parties found nothing. Snowfall had already begun, slowly covering Clement's tracks. Everyone assumed he had frozen to death, but the warden refused to believe it. He knew Clement was strong and would not die easily. Meanwhile, Clement kept walking. 9 days had passed. His food was almost gone. Hunger and exhaustion pushed him to his limit. One day he fainted on the snow. Hours later, he woke to the sound of movement. A seal. His eyes lit up. Food. He tried to shoot it, but his weak hands missed. Desperate, he chased it, but the ice cracked and he fell into freezing water, injuring his leg. Still, he followed the seal, fired his last bullet, and hit it. At last, he had food. He rested, then continued. Weeks turned into months. After 2 months of walking, Clement saw a small tree in the snow. He ran to it and hugged it with joy. He had reached the edge of the icy wasteland. Ahead lay the forest. He made a fire and slept peacefully for the first time in months. Then a violent snowstorm struck. A massive tree fell on him, but he survived. 2 gold seekers found him, helped him, and traveled with him. They built a raft to cross a river, but one man slipped and fell in. Clement jumped in and saved him. But the 3rd man betrayed them, stole the gold, and ran. The rescued man grew furious and shot him dead. Winter returned. Snow covered the forest. The man's heavy bag slowed him, so Clement offered to carry some of it. Suspicion struck the man. He thought Clement wanted his gold. He pushed him down a slope and left him unconscious. When Clement awoke, a pack of wolves surrounded him. As he tried to climb a tree, a wolf grabbed his leg. The tree snapped. Just then, gunshots. Hunters appeared and killed the wolves. They took Clement to their village and treated him. For the first time in years, Clement had reached civilization. But a letter arrived. The warden had sent warnings to towns and villages. Anyone helping a German escapee would be punished. Clement had to leave the village to keep them safe. Before leaving, they gave him supplies and a dog. With a companion by his side, he continued his journey. One day they reached a wooden mill. The dog went inside. To save him, Clement entered too. The workers recognized him and took him to the owner. After hearing Clement's story, the owner felt pity and helped him. He gave Clement food and placed him on a train headed toward Germany. But the owner secretly informed the warden. The warden waited at the station with soldiers. Clement saw them from afar, jumped off the train, and ran. Soldiers chased him. The warden blocked him on the tracks. Before he could arrest Clement, the dog attacked the warden. The soldiers fired, and Clement's dog died. Heartbroken, he ran, leapt from a bridge, and caught another moving train. And once again, he escaped. Days turned into months, months into years. It was now 1952, 7 years since his escape. In Central Asia, Clement walked through a marketplace. Food stalls were everywhere, but he had no money. 2 girls selling pancakes noticed him. One girl gave him a small piece out of pity. A man at the fair watched them closely. Clement went inside a church. The man followed him. He too had once been a prisoner. Instead of turning Clement in, he offered help. He took Clement home. For the first time in years, Clement shaved and looked like himself again. The man prepared a new passport so Clement could finally cross the Russian border. Clement thanked him deeply and left. Weeks later, he reached the border. Nervous, he handed his passport to the guard. For a moment, he feared the guard would recognize him, but nothing happened. The guard stamped it, and Clement crossed the border. From there, Clement finally entered Germany. After many years, he at last reunited with his wife and daughter, and after all the suffering, all the pain, all the struggle, across endless snow and deadly forests, Clement finally lived the rest of his life peacefully with his family. If you enjoyed, please leave a comment and subscribe to the channel for more thrilling recaps.